Yes.
Pyrex and microwave in
I'm
the
out
whip.
here,
You
you
probably
heard?
think I'm baking cake when I'm working the whip. You probably think it's Pyrex.
Whole lot of shots followed after I bust your snot box. Witness a rock bottle. Shoot the fair one, mono the clown. I pull it.
Welcome to the Senior Basketball Analyst. We're doing game 2 of opening night in the NBA on TNT. We saw the New Orleans Pelicans facing off against the Golden State Warriors on ring night. And frankly, it was a laugher. And it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. Alvin Gentry is a really good coach, and he has a great opportunity getting to coach Anthony Davis very early. You know, Anthony Davis has an opportunity to be one of the greatest power forwards of all time. What you wonder, though, is what kind of career is he going to have? We could have very easily seen the great Kevin Garnett end up with no championships, with very forgettable playoff experience, not in terms of his performance, but just being a team that was usually an easy out if they could even get to the playoffs because the teams he played on were so bad. And this was a guy, Kevin Garnett, was the best player in the league for a few years, not just 1 year, for a few years. He was the best player in the world, a guy that could go out, get you 25 points, get 15 rebounds, lead the league in rebounding, and be the one of or the best defender in the league. A big man who's a great passer, can initiate the offense, guy that plays 5 positions, could have easily had a career that just ended the same way that great power forwards like Charles Barkley and Karl Malone ended with no rings. And then you kind of almost get forgotten. Kevin Garnett could have easily had a career like that. But that one trade to the Boston Celtics, and they managed to get one year 1 of their big 3, and that's when we started saying big 3 all the time, with Ray Allen and Paul Pierce. I worry about Anthony Davis's career because I look at this roster that they have right now for the Pelicans, and these guys can't even field a team they can't even really field a real roster, and Alvin Gentry can't really install anything from a strategy or strategic perspective because everybody's hurt. What is going on with this roster? Quincy Pondexter, their jump shooter, Tyreek Evans, their do-it-all 2/3, and Norris Cole, who's really supposed to, I guess, be their starting point guard, all out. But then, you forget about Drew Holiday. He's also on this roster. So I guess that's really the starting point guard. But he had a stress fracture in his leg like 2 years ago, and the guy's never been the same. We don't even know if Drew Holiday is ever going to be an everyday player again. This team is a mess right now, and it's unfortunate. It really is unfortunate. So let's start with the positive for Golden State. The positive is they went out against a team that's in complete disarray, and they spanked them pretty good. That's all great. Steph Curry with a record-breaking performance. If you count records like this, it's the highest scoring game for an MVP on opening night. I believe that's how it goes. Or maybe it's on ring night. Whatever. It doesn't matter. These kinds of records are silly. He had 40. That's what's important. And the man was, I say it was napalm, man. You couldn't because he was hitting those kind of step backs where they're really the kind of shots that if somebody took it in a pickup game, you'd be mad at him. But he's doing this on an NBA court, where he had the one where he took the step back and just flinged it, and it goes in, doesn't hit any rim. So Steph Curry just was all night long. He got Alexis Ajinka with the banana in the tailpipe. He turned the corner on him, fake behind the back, laid it up. Ajinka was going, which way did he go? All night long, Steph Curry was making just fools out of people. So it was an MVP type performance. It was exactly what you expect. The thing about the Golden State Warriors, let me tell you about the Golden State Warriors and what makes them so devastating as a team. Harrison Barnes, 3 of 12. Draymond Green, 3 of 12. Klay Thompson, 3 of 8. This guy stunk. They stunk up the joint. Stunk it up. Blew the Pelicans out of the building. It was an easy night, man. It was an easy night. Blew them right out of the building. When you can have those kind of performances, and don't get it confused. Don't get it confused. Don't think that somebody else made up for it. Don't think that you got like a 20-point game out of Leandro Barbosa. Oh no, Leandro Barbosa was scoreless, 0 of 6 in 20 minutes. Festus Ezeli got you double figures off the bench. That was basically it. Sean Livingston, 6 points. They basically kind of just rolled out there and played good team basketball, got a 40-point game out of Curry, and ran away with the game. This, again, is what makes Golden State so scary. They don't really rely on good individual performances to beat people. And it's because of the defensive principles. They go out and they defend. And when you play defense, you don't have to worry about whether or not people are necessarily scoring a lot. It's pretty elementary. So it's one of those things. It's become kind of a con that it's like Golden State, they're jump shooters. And Klay Thompson has that mathematically weird shirt where he says jump shooting teams 1 and Charles Barkley 0. Charles Barkley is a 0, but why is it 1-0? The NBA has been around for decades. Like, why is it like Klay Thompson's been in the league? He's not a rookie. So like, why is it 1-0? I don't really get that. Like, it seems like it would be, if we were really keeping the score, it would be like jump shooting teams 0 or 1, everybody else 100. But let's not do it that way though, right? Let's talk about what Golden State really is. Golden State does 2 things that are the same as every championship team. They beat you down in the paint. They get it done in the paint, and they play defense. The rest of it is incidental. It's incidental. So what? They have guards that hit threes. So do a lot of teams that over the course of the history of the NBA that have won championships, and then others don't have a lot of three-point shooting, win championships. Detroit Pistons used to beat you to death without really anybody shooting threes. You know, Joe Dumars may take a couple. That was it. Like, they didn't really hit a lot of threes. You don't necessarily need to do one or the other, but what you do need to do is you need to control the game around the basket where the shots are the most high percentage, and you need to play good defense, which kind of goes into that. Because if you're playing good defense, you're not allowing a lot of points at the basket. That's how you win. That's also how the Golden State Warriors win. It's become this con that there's kind of this run up and down, freewheeling, jump shooting team that doesn't really care if they give up points. That's not how they win. So I just want to get that out of the way. The Golden State Warriors are not doing anything that is extraordinary in terms of their strategy. What is extraordinary is how good they are. That's extraordinary. So with that said, again, the story here really tonight was just that Steph Curry went out and put on a dazzling performance, and nobody else really played that well individually, but together as a unit, they played fantastic. Now to get to the Pelicans, and I'm not going to beat them up too bad because really most of the individuals involved don't deserve it. Alvin Gentry, this was his first day coaching this team. It was really nice to see him get his ring. It was also good to see, Andre Iguodala, do his little dance. It's all over the internet. I have it on my Twitter account and on Vine. You can see it all over the internet. Andre Iguodala getting his ring. Again, much deserved MVP of the finals and all of that. Much deserved for a long, really great career from Andre Iguodala. And there's more to come. But these Pelicans, the team is injured. It's poorly constructed. And really, there were 2 things that showed you about character. When we talk about character, we're not doing a lot of off the court trying to not dismantle, but trying to do a lot of analysis and break down the way people are off the court and their psyche and things like that. That's not what we're talking about. We're just talking about character in terms of ability to be consistent at your craft, which is basketball. Adversity always shows you things, right? Famously, the Jordan flu game. People always point to that and say, look, Jordan was really sick and look how great he performed. And we see the famous video of Scottie Pippen kind of carrying Jordan, off the court. Adversity always reveals things and shows you what type of player somebody is and what they're made of. We saw two things tonight that were, one was good, one was not good. We'll start with the good. That man, Kendrick Perkins. Chris Webber described it, and it was good that he described it because that is what Kendrick Perkins was doing. Kendrick Perkins is obviously at this stage after the knee injury that he suffered years back in the finals. Kendrick Perkins is just not the player he used to be. But you know where he is the player he used to be? Up here. And that counts for a lot. That's locker room leadership. That's showing the young guys what they're supposed to do in terms of strategy and approach to the game. Chris Webber highlighted it. Kendrick Perkins, 5 of 5 from the field with 10 points, 4 rebounds in 15 minutes, or 16 minutes of play. Kendrick Perkins was out there, man. He was hauling ass. He had the knees up, getting back on defense. He was posting, bullying people. He was tossing Bogut around like he wasn't there. Free cheese in the paint. Free cheese. And Kendrick can't jump but this high anymore. The knees are gone. He can't jump anymore. But he was focused. And Chris Webber was saying, he said, look, Kendrick is trying to keep these guys in the game. Kendrick wants these guys to start off the season right and see this is how you be a professional. There's a lot of young guys on this team. This team has a lot to learn. And Kendrick was trying to show you what time it is. It was great that Chris Webber highlighted that. All night long, Kendrick was rotating hard, talking, giving instruction, and again, producing. Kendrick Perkins has been the butt of a lot of jokes over the years. He can't do this, he can't do that. Kendrick Perkins can still play. He hasn't been asked to score on other teams. He's not going to take shots when he's playing on a Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, Serge Ibaka-led Oklahoma City Thunder. He didn't hardly play really at all in Cleveland, so he didn't do anything there. Kendrick Perkins knows how to play. He can score. He's just not asked to. And here he was going to work on the block, and anybody they threw at him, he was going to work on the block. These were posts. These were post-ups. These weren't like them just giving him an easy bunny. These were mostly post-ups. He was going to work. That's because up here, Kendrick Perkins has it all working. He knows what to do, and he approaches the game like a professional in the right way. On the flip side, Anthony Davis is only limited by what is going on up here. The physical tools are all there. The skill is all there. Anthony Davis can basically do anything you ask him to do on a basketball court. He can do anything. He can do anything. He could play center. If you wanted him to play guard, you could do it. There's no reason to do it, but you could do it. He could do anything you want on a basketball court. He's very similar to a guy that he has stated that he's modeling his career after, Kevin Garnett. He's very, very similar. The thing that he's lacking, though, is Kevin Garnett focused, man. And Davis loses focus. He started off the game. He wasn't shooting well. He didn't get a couple of calls he should have got. After he hit that right-hand jump hook, he was ice cold for quarters on end. And here is the problem I have with his performance. Anybody can shoot poorly. You may even have a game where you're blowing layups or something like that, and you just can't get the ball to go down for whatever reason. What I can't have out of Anthony Davis, though, at his skill level, I cannot have Anthony Davis only give me 6 rebounds in 34 minutes of play. Can't have it, especially against a team that doesn't really have good individual rebounders. He should be able to rebound at will against any of these players. They should have to block him out with 2 or 3 guys. Anthony Davis allowed his bad offense to affect his defense and affect his rebound. And that we cannot have. That the Pelicans cannot have if they ever hope to win a championship. That is the type of thing that will cause their team to come up short, even when Anthony Davis plays well in general. Anthony Davis is a great, great player. You can't not love his game. And you got to like the kid, man, because he seems like a really nice dude, man. And that's why I'm holding him to such a high standard. And just as I said about the Cleveland Cavaliers and Chicago Bulls game, I hold Jimmy Butler to a high standard. I'm going to start holding Nikola Mirotic to a high standard if he keeps playing well. I hold these guys to incredible standards because I expect Hall of Fame type play. Anthony Davis is supposed to be one of the top 5 power forwards to ever play the game when he wraps up his career. That's how talented he is. That's how skilled he is. So when I hold him to that high standard, I have to expect him to, when he's not shooting well, to dominate the rest of the game. Anthony Davis just said, when he sat down and they put the camera on it, Alvin Gentry came over, walked down to the end of the bench and said something to him, because that's the kind of leader Alvin Gentry is. Alvin Gentry is just a really good coach. We all know that. But what Anthony Davis was supposed to say to himself was, you know what? I'm not shooting well. I'm about to go get 20 rebounds and 10 blocks. Are you going to get 20 rebounds and 10 blocks? No. But he was supposed to turn his focus on to saying, hey, I'm going to control the things I can control. Great defense, great rebounding. I'm going to do the effort and energy parts of the game. The offense can come and go, but I'm going to make sure that I dominate those aspects of the game. And instead, he let the other, and you could tell because he wasn't, at times, he was not hustling as hard as he could. You could tell it was affecting on him and weighing on him. You could tell from the look on his face. But I try not to judge the look on their face so much as look at his play. No, he stopped running. A rebound would come off. He stopped running as hard for it. And I don't want to belabor the point, but Anthony Davis just needs to be more focused. And again, it's not about how many shots you make. If he's missing shots, he's missing shots that day. Everybody has a broke day. And moreover, that does not mean this is not a bellwether for the rest of the season. Anthony Davis is going to come out the rest of the week and stomping all over everybody. He's probably going to go out against Portland and annihilate those dudes. So this isn't about whether or not he's a great player or not. This is just about when I see him facing adversity, I want to see him attack the adversity. That's what I would like to see. And that's what I think the Pelicans need out of him, because they are such a flawed team. They need him to be transcendent, not just good, not just great. They need him to be transcendent. Finally, wrap up with the fun part of the show. Oh, Nate Robinson. Man, Nate went out there, man, and just disappointed me. And you know why he disappointed me? Because he was just running the plays. It's not why we tuned into Nate Robinson, man. We tuned into Nate Robinson to see the irrational confidence. We tuned in to see Nate. Nate took one shot. It was within the flow of the game. He took 1 3 off a pick and roll situation that was open. He just missed it. He didn't even shoot again. Finished the game, no points, 1 steal, 3 assists. That was it. It was as boring as it gets. And he watched Steph Curry launch multiple threes over his head. This is why I've always disliked the criticism of Nate Robinson when he's taking a bunch of wild shots and going out and doing his thing. Oh, you want him to do that? You want him to go out there and just say, okay, we're going to run the play, and then here's the ball, and then I stand there. No, nobody wants to see that. And I especially was wondering why he was being so passive, because they needed scoring badly. Hey, when Ish Smith came in the game, he was letting it go, man. So I didn't understand that. I just didn't understand the way he was playing. And maybe at this stage of his career, he's decided, hey, the knock on me has always been I don't follow instructions, all that. I'm going to follow instructions to a T. Maybe that's what he was tasked to do, and that's what Alvin Gentry told him, so that's what he did. That's fine. But, man, I was like, man, Nate start. When I heard about he was starting, I said, oh, man, Nate versus Steph Curry, this is just going to be 2 guys just throwing up a bunch of threes. It's going to be really exciting. And Nate just, again, he would come down on offense. Steph Curry would hit some crazy step back 3 on him. He would just come back on offense. If you haven't watched a lot of these Nate games, go and look up Nate Robinson go YouTube it right now. Nate Robinson, Brandon Jennings. it's great. It was exactly the kind of stuff that I expected to see here. And Nate just didn't cooperate. Steph Curry came ready to go. Nate didn't cooperate. So anyway, that's my wrap up of the TNT games from October 27th, the opening night of the NBA. It's going to be, a real wild ride. We're always going to have highlights on Twitter. You know where you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Vine, at SBA4THSTRING, at SBA4String. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you tell your friends. Follow me on Twitter, all that. And hey, hit me up in the comments section because I love to talk basketball. So if you got any comments, questions, whatever, you know where to find me. And you know that.
Oh yes, Sean Carter is nice, but Sean Price is the best. Sean gone, no Sean Dawn. Sean is a dawn I don't